Whoops.
Dorian.
You know, this is the third time she's called. She's gone from demanding that we come to begging us to reconsider.
Is it wrong of me to wish I could be a fly on the wall just so I could watch her eat crow?
No.
That'll be ready for you in half an hour, ma'am, and thank you for choosing Buenos Dias Cafe. Hi, Sean. Your order will be up in just a few minutes.
Take your time.
Good evening. How are my two almost newlyweds?
Well, I don't want to speak for my fiance, but I couldn't be happier.
Charlie, you just wait. It gets better and better. Doesn't it, lamb chop?
How about you, Vicky? You're not feeling overwhelmed or anything, are you? Because, like I said before, I'm here to help whatever you need.
Anything? Would you like to run interference for Charlie and me? We have a stalker we can't seem to shake.
Oh, no, Vicky, that's awful. Who?
Dorian Lord.
Cocktails and dinner.
Yeah, with you.
She gave us her house, took it back, and fired us. I can't believe she actually thought we'd show.
You're not going?
Oh, hell no.
Dorian told us not only were you going, but that you were cooking.
Excuse me, what are y'all talking about?
Dorian invited us all to dinner. She invited me too.
Yeah, she thinks that if we're all there, it will help smooth things over with Langston's boyfriend's parents.
Markko's family. Why didn't you mention this?
Wow, it's not like we'd actually go after the way she treated us.
Speak for yourself, Mr. Stubbs.
Won't you come into the living room, please?
Where is everybody?
They're not coming.
What do you mean they're not coming?
No one. Not even Sean. They all gave Dorian the hand.
I promised my dad.
I know.
What are we gonna do?
Improvise.
May I offer you an iced tea? Or perhaps just some water? Con gas or sin gas? And then again, my chef, he has a signature cocktail. Well, several of them. Virgin, of course. Virgin pina colada, virgin mojitos, virgin Bloody Marys.
I'll go out con gas. Right, Dad?
I'll have a sparkling water too, please.
Dr. Lord.
Ah, Sven. Sven will be serving us tonight. He was one of Maurice's original hires, so of course he came back when I offered Maurice back his job. So you see, we're all one great, big, happy family. Sven.
Yeah.
Sparkling water all around.
Yeah, sure. You betcha.
Well, please, won't you sit down?
Well, there was practically no traffic getting over here tonight, so if we're too early, we
Nonsense, nonsense. Your parents are welcome in my house at any time at all. In fact, it is a great honor to have you in my home once again, Mr. Rivera. Can't we all sit down? Langston and I spent a lovely afternoon with your wife when she accepted our invitation to tea. I apologize to her for my appalling lack of propriety at Markko's graduation party. And now, I'd like to apologize to you.
Dr. Lord was not herself, Ernesto.
Aurelia, we said it would be Dorian, but truly that is very kind of you.
You're not drinking this evening? Is that it?
Papi.
I would like to think that I can learn from my mistakes and learn quickly. My overindulging in alcohol did nothing to help the situation. And in fact, it caused heartbreak for Markko and Langston.
Sparkling waters? Yep.
Sven, thank you so much.
Great. It's just what the doctor ordered. It's brutal out there.
Yes. Yes, it's quite a heat wave.
Yes, the weather is unpredictable. Not unlike people who are often far from the picture they paint themselves. Is Senor Stubbs in the kitchen?
Mr. and Mrs. Stubbs were, of course, invited as my guests. But Maurice absolutely insisted. I mean, the wild horses could not drag him out of that kitchen.
And the others? Mr. Evans, Mrs. Davidson, Mr. Banks?
Dad, we got here early.
Are they in the kitchen as well?
Look, I agree. Dorian was rotten to us, but it sure would have been nice to have been told about the invitation.
You want the long and short of it? Miss High and Mighty wants us to act like it doesn't matter that she fired us and threw us out.
She drugged me, poured liquor down my throat.
Fired me for no reason.
You know, after all the things that woman has done to me over the years, and to Charlie, we just told her that she could solve her own problems with the Riveras.
Sean and I ripped up our invitations.
Should have made a bonfire.
She treated us like trash, Noel. And if Markko's daddy thinks she's worse than a scorpion in December, it's because she is.
Yeah, right. I'm supposed to sit there and say, well, she drugged me, poured liquor down my throat, but I'm sure it was all just a little misunderstanding.
Right. So, Mr. Rivera, she gave us her house while she fake converted to Buddhism, and then fired us and threw us out. But what the heck? We're letting bygones be bygones.
It would appear that les poulets have come home to la moule to roost.
But what about Markko and Langston? You know, those two sweet kids who are in love? Aren't they what this dinner is about? Fixing it so that they can be together? I thought you all were better than this.
Sean is upstairs with my niece Blair's little boys, Jack and sweet little Sam. They adore him. We all do.
Can we refresh your drinks? Or perhaps you'd like to switch up to something a little more...
Virgin, perhaps?
No, thank you. We're fine for now.
I adore not drinking alcohol. It makes the evening so much more vivid.
What about Mrs. Davidson? Both she and her fiancé, Mr. Banks, were invited, were they not?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And they will be here. Vicky is one of my dearest friends. In fact, I was once married to her late father, Victor Lord. I'm sure you've heard of him.
I understand you were accused of his murder. Is this not true?
Dad, we're here to have a nice dinner and to get to know each other better.
It's perfectly all right, Markko. My life is an open book. Certainly accessible to anybody with the internet to read all about.
Which is exactly what I did. And what I found was that you were...
It happened a very long time ago, and I was falsely accused.
My mother is a very amazing woman. And if you would just get to know her, you would see that...
What kind of woman she is?
Ernesto, we're guests.
Apparently the only ones. I was led to believe that the people you treated so poorly would be here.
And they will be. In fact, I'm going to check. Never mind, please excuse me for just one moment. I'll be right back.
She's calling again? Boy, she doesn't give up.
You're mad at Dorian. And y'all have every right to be. So do I. But what she's trying to do tonight is a good thing.
What? Fooling the Riveras into thinking she's not a monster?
Trying to make amends. She's trying to make things better for Markko and Langston. They're such nice kids. Look, Ray left town and she got drunk and said some things she shouldn't have, but those kids shouldn't have to pay for it.
She did apologize.
We're still waiting for an apology. Something a little more heartfelt than, well, okay, I'm sorry, all right.
Well, so you're all just gonna sit here and Be stubborn while Markko's happiness is up for grabs?
My wife is very dramatic.
Markko is a good kid. He gets good grades, and he works his fanny off here. He loves that girl. Langston is his life, and if his parents won't let them be together... All right. Y'all can turn your backs if you want, but I, for one, am going to Dorian's tonight. For Markko's sake, I'm going to march myself over there and let bygones be bygones. And what's more, I am not going over there empty-handed.
You taking a wooden stake? Good girl, straight through the heart.
I am taking my kind of weapon, my key lime pie.